And the St. Peter's Drum Corps Director, Benny Antonelli. The color guard is under direction of Captain Sue Andrews, and leading us in the national anthem is Heidi. Please rise. MC the St. Peter's Drum Corps for the third time. It's always a lot of fun, and for the third consecutive time, I see they've chosen Connecticut 2nd Regiment as their first item. And this is long time, or for a long time, was the theme song for a broadcasting legend, Bob Steele and WTIC. You may recognize him from that. And piccolo solo, by the way, is played by Sharon Heck. A piccolo solo by Sharon Heck on the French horn. Right? Wow, that's awesome.
Jerry's right. Get organized here, we'll be all right.
drum corps carries a repertoire because it's always expanding. Lots of it you can tap your feet to, march to it, as you can see the color guard and other performers. You'll see baton twirling tonight. In that repertoire, something they've added, it's very appropriate, a medley from Leonard Bernstein's West Side Story. And that includes I Feel Pretty, Maria, and tonight, again, Sharon Heck will play a French horn solo, and percussion arrangement is by Bill Burke. by Karl Ticke. Now, a bit of history about this one. Ticke was born in Germany. At age 19, he joined the Germany Army Regimental Band. There he began composing marches and some other works. In 1889, at the age of 25, he composed a new march and asked his band director if it could be performed. Well, after the first reading, the parts were collected. The bandmaster asked Ticke to throw the manuscript in the fire. Well, nearly a century later, the same march, now known as Old Comrades, outpolled every march ever written by a European composer in an international survey of the world's most popular marches. Ticke wrote over 100 of them, and many are still very popular. Tonight, The Conqueror by Karl Ticke. We'll talk about New Orleans and Mardi Gras in a little bit, but you'll like this Dixieland tune, which was made popular by the Bobby Sherwood Orchestra. This arrangement features Scott Haber on trumpet and Brian Dietz on baritone. Elks Parade by Peter on drum corps. Now, I promised you baton twirling, and that's what we're about to see. And I think to make a really spectacular entrance next time, we're going to lower her in by an electromagnet, as you'll see all the little metals and things she's got on her vest. That's about what, a quarter of them, Sue? All right. Sue Gazzo is an instructor at Sandy's Baton Studio in Bristol, and also the Connecticut, Massachusetts, Hudson Valley, and Northeastern States champion baton twirler. She's choreographed her routine to Henry Mancini's The Great Race and Swing March. So enjoy the twirling. She's going to be right down here in front, so if you want to get a good view. And the band, they'll be There was a trip to Mexico back in 1986. That's when this Spanish-style song was added to their repertoire, Macaranas. Now, this displays the versatility of the core musicians, and there are lots and lots of soloists. Macaranas by St. Peter's Drum Corps. trade wars, imports, Japan bashing, America bashing, and everything else. There wasn't as big a selection of automobiles. About the only ones you could find were the ones that were nearby, made in America. Well, this tune, made in America, is an automobile tune, with the trumpets bringing us back to the days of the Tin Lizzy. You might even hear the discord of an old-fashioned car horn in there somewhere, in my merry Oldsmobile. patriotic composition to demonstrate its ability to handle musical dynamics. Now, the trio is played softly the first time through, and with a heavy counterpoint featuring the pipe section the second time. American Sweet by Henry Gilmore. As you can imagine, a lot of work goes into everything that the drum corps does. A lot of practicing individually and together is quite a commitment. Each is an accomplished musician, and there's very little time for fun, especially in taking trips to New Orleans for Mardi Gras. It's all business. They never had any, late night fun or anything. Actually, it's funny because I saw a preview for a show on Fox that was supposed to be on tonight, but since you're all here, you missed it unless you have the VCR going. It's Cops. Have you ever seen Cops, the show? Well, anyway, they have one featuring Mardi Gras, and I don't believe it was the year you were there. But anyway, the next two pieces were actually put together and performed during their trip to the Mardi Gras back in 1987 and 1990. And it's funny because the last concert, somebody pointed out that there was a picture in one of those airplane magazines. You ever, like when you take a flight, you pull out the airlines magazine? There's a picture in there, it was an advertisement for something, and up in the corner you can see the drum corps standing there ready to march down Bourbon Street. So it's kind of funny. Anyway.
I didn't get a bag. I got a bag, little bag here.
Anyway, we have two of them. And then there will be a brief 15-minute intermission afterwards. Bourbon Street Parade, a popular thoroughfare in New Orleans. A place to party, but not these guys. No. The Conqueror performed there back in 87 and 90. Features Sharon Heff on Gretsch horn, Heidi Woods on Fife and the baritone in the last chorus on Bill Bailey. And then South Rampart Street Parade, another street in New Orleans. The Dixieland tune added for the sailor trip to Louisiana. A lot happens in that one, especially during the drum solo. So here we go, Mardi Gras in Falls Village. and then we'll continue with our concert with St. Peter's Drum Corps. So we'll see you in 15 minutes.
I wouldn't sit in the front row either if I were you. How about a hand for Jerry Wheelie, huh? Now the Italian band will play a British song.
St. Patrick's Day coming up not too far from now, and Danny Antonelli has arranged a medley for us. McNamara's Band, Harrigan, and My Wild Irish Rose. And we hope you enjoy. performing in several parades for St. Patrick's Day. Hartford, New Haven, and Holio.
What do they say? Holio.
Holio.
Yeah, some people say Holio, so it's really Holio.
You say Holio, guys say Holio.
Okay.
But
We got channel 22. Channel 22.
And, when
Spell backwards to 22. Go ahead, Jerry.
Well, what are the dates? What dates?
14, 15, and the 22nd.
In that order, Hartford, New Haven, Holio?
Yes.
There you go. See them in action. Actually, you can march while they do it, everything.
And if you had any Irishmen up in Falls Village, maybe you play here, I don't know.
But lots of parades. Okay. Well, anyway, they've also, as I mentioned earlier, when they performed in Mexico back in '86, they performed this next piece, Zacatecas, over Mexican TV. The network is Televisa. The program was Hoy Mismo, which is like saying Good Morning America, but in Mexico. That's their version of it. And again, Sugazo, the baton twirling champion, will be twirling to this one, Zacatecas. tailored to the instrumentation of the corps. Now, you'll see some instruments that look recognizable. We have lots of trumpets up here, we have drums, you know what those are. We even have some French horns in here. These are fifes. They're not flutes. They're fifes. They're a special kind of instrument. Even but I noticed there are no saxes in here. And I still insist that I won't say it. The horns and fifes are given the saxophone voices. Benny, I think that's saxes.
What do you say, Jerry? This is our intent to try to get a variety of different kinds of music. We have several of Ben Miller's tunes in our repertoire now. And this is the first time we're playing this in public, so I hope you would enjoy it. I have a nice story to tell you later on, so don't go home. I'll tell you a story now.
Tell us a story.
This is a true story, believe me. In 1946 and 47, when I was going to high school, we had what they call double session. We went to school, I went to school in the morning, the freshmen went in the afternoon. In 1946 and 47, I came up to this school with a demand teacher and helped to teach, give lessons on the corners. And I remember two names. One was Jerry Richter, and the other young lady was a Leffingwell girl. I don't know, obviously they're married by now or whatever. But that's when Dr. Stoddard was here. And that seems like it was a long time ago. But we have also a gentleman here who helped to get this whole conference started. And he works in the school here, and he's also a professional mason. How about bringing up Steve? Steve, come on up here, Steve. Some of you how good we were, okay? Look, here's Steve. Look at, he just began winning medals. He played individual, had to choose the state championships and so forth, and he just was with us about a year, almost a year. You want to tell him about how he worked on the school today?
Oh, no.
Okay, Steve Pickett, how about I make that?
Well, it seems fitting that the next selection, Irving Berlin's God Bless America, has been selected to honor the Lakeville Hose Company for saving the lives of Richard and Jane Hughes, who were trapped in their burning home on December 15th. And the drum corps would also like to recognize the men and women who put their lives on the line each and every day, the volunteer firefighters.
Jerry caught me by surprise. The story I want to tell you is this. Mr. Muskowski, a very good friend of mine, superintendent of schools, Mr. Mark Muskowski. He used to be in Torrington. I purchased his trumpet in 1947. He had the trumpet, he was playing trumpet, and he wanted to sell it, and I bought it. That's what I want to tell you, Steve. Steve, you awake?
I'm here.
Okay. Steve knows Mr. Muskowski. He's going to tell him that he actually did buy it from him. I still own it, and it's been reconditioned a couple of times.
And you want your pig?
Oh, did I hear him? The velvet tones. Come up here, Mr. Muskowski. Come on. Come up here. lucky to have Mr. Moskowski, I'll tell you.
He's given my age, and he told you that I told him a trumpet, and it's very nice to see him. And this is wonderful music, that he's a great musician, and a lot of the possibility that coolest times out here in high school. And thank you for coming.
Well, may I come back, Mr. Moskowski?
No, I'm okay.
As I promised, the multi-talented Heidi Wood will perform a pipe solo now. This is entitled The Wren. Thank you, Florida. Actually, I bet Heidi's pretty good typing and probably murder with a t-shirt. But now this next one says here, I didn't write this, Ben did. It says this is for the younger set in the audience, made famous by Bill Chase, the popular Get It On. Explain this to me later, okay?
Bill Chase.
that judges look for in judging the competitions that St. Peter's Drum Corps competes in is the ability to demonstrate all their stuff musically. That's really the only thing. They don't march in formations or anything like that. They just march military style, which is basically straight, right? Pretty much. Right. You don't like spell things
We're
out.
straight most of the time.
Most of the time. I was waiting for this.
On the way to the parade.
But anyway, one of the things they have to do is demonstrate how they can do all kinds of things from playing very loud, fortissimo, to very soft, pianissimo. I used to be a musician.
Heavy metal stuff.
Oh, you're waiting for the joke, okay. I played tuba. I did. I played tuba. Not that good. I used to tell the girls I played
Heavy metal.
heavy metal. That's Joe kidding. Anyway. Yeah, well, the Chimes of Liberty, the next selection. This arrangement really features all their abilities. Dynamics is what they call it, loud and soft. Well, this particular trio has a fife obbligato, and the finale features the baritone section, making the effect of chimes. I think you'll hear it play. The Chimes of Liberty. St. Peter's Drum Corps, they play a lot of music by Leroy Anderson, and this evening it's something a little special. Fiddle Battle, one of Anderson's popular tunes, will be performed as a xylophone solo by Laurie Russell, who plays French horn with the corps. Xylophone's a little hard to mark with. That being said. Laurie's a graduate of the Hart School of Music, University of Hartford, and she was a percussion major. So, it was quite a treat.
She called me to join the band. She says, "I play a little set of bells." I said, "Are you kidding or what?"
We approach the end of the concert this evening. Well, everyone has a favorite tune or song. And New York, New York has become known to the older generation as well as the young set around the world. It's made popular, of course, by the 97th from New York, New York, by St. Peter's Trumpet. official march that was passed by Congress back in the 80s. John Philip Sousa's world-famous march, Stars and Stripes Forever.
So Andrew, you want to show the flag? This is the first flag given by the city of Torrington, by the mayor, Mayor Johnny. Why don't you pull that flag so they can look at it a little bit? And it was the first flag given to many organizations in the city of Torrington. Isn't that nice?